Hello and welcome back to Apt for You. In this particular video, we are going to discuss a new problem from heap. And the problem is basically we need to check whether a binary tree is a heap or not. That's it. So the question is very simple. We are provided with a tree and we need to check whether it is a heap or not. And to be more precise and specific, we want to check whether it is a max heap or not. So given a binary tree, you need to check if it follows max heap property or not, right? So the question is very simple, right? So we are just provided with a tree. So let me draw a tree, suppose, and the tree is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And you have to check whether this tree, because obviously you will be given the root node, okay, the root node address of this tree, and you will be basically asked to check whether this tree is basically a heap, and to be more specific, max heap or not. This is the question of the day. So before we jump into the solution, right, the question is very clear, right? Given a tree, we have to check whether it is max heap or not. Now what actually is the property of a heap? If you are familiar with the data structure and algorithms, right, and if you have a theoretical knowledge about heap, you must be knowing that a heap basically should satisfy two property. A heap should basically satisfy two property. The first property is the shape property. What is it? It is a shape property, right? And the second property is the heap property. So if both properties are basically satisfied, then definitely it is a heap. Now what is a shape property? Now we know that a heap should satisfy a shape property, which indicates that its shape should be similar to a complete binary tree. So first thing is it should be a complete binary tree. Now what is a complete binary tree? A complete binary tree is a tree whose all the levels are completely filled except possibly the last level. If the last levels are not completely filled, then no problem, but the nodes should be as left as possible. So you can clearly see the first level is completely filled, the second level is filled, the last level is not completely filled, it's alright, but the nodes are as left as possible. So you can see the children are as left as possible. Now if you have a tree like 10, 20, 30 and like this 40 and 50, do you think it is a complete binary tree? Definitely not. Why? This level is filled is alright, this level is filled completely alright because two children. Now this level is not completely filled, it's okay, but the children should be as left as possible. So you can see here we have two spaces, right? Two places. These children should have been placed here, right? If it is a complete binary tree, they should be as left as possible, but they are in the right. So this is not a complete binary tree, but this is a complete binary tree. So first thing that a heap should satisfy is a shape property. Second thing a heap should satisfy is a heap property. Now heap property basically can be, if you are interested in finding max heap, like in our question we are interested to find max heap. So what will be the heap property of in case of a max heap? It will state that every root node, okay, of every subtree will be having value greater than its children, greater than or equal to its children. So you can see the value of the children should be either greater than or equal to the values of its parent, right? Its value should be its value here should be either greater than or equal to the value of its parent. Getting the point? So this is the property of a max heap, right? Max heap, the value of the parent should be greater than or equal to the child, or you can say if it is a max heap, then the child's value should be either less or equal to the parent's value, right? So if you talk about is this a max heap, definitely not max heap, So shape property is satisfied here. In this case you can see the shape property is completely satisfied, but the heap property is not being satisfied because it is not a max heap. You can see because the the root node value is less than its children, hence it is not a basically a max heap, right? Every root node's value is greater than is less than or equal to its children, hence it is not a max heap, instead it is mean heap. So I hope you got the point. So the solution to this particular problem will be, we will be checking two things: shape property is satisfied or not, heap property is satisfied or not. If both are satisfied, we will say it is a heap, Okay, otherwise it is not a heap, not a max heap. Fine. So let us now quickly jump into the solution. So what we are going to do is basically we are receiving the root node of the tree. Okay, so this is nothing but the address of the root node. So for simplicity, I will be creating a variable, suppose root. So I'll be creating a variable root here, and it will be like, you know, struct node star root, and root will be equal to basically what? Root will be equal to basically tree. So this means nothing but simply instead of considering tree, I will be considering root. Okay, the variable root. It's easy to understand, right? The root node. So I've just used a variable root and I'm initializing root equal to tree. So basically root is now pointing to this particular node. Alright, what should we do? We should check now if shape property and heap property. So I'll be just calling the two functions, the shape property function and the heap property function. I'll be defining it above. So if the value returned by both the functions are true, it indicates that yes, it is satisfying, the tree is satisfying both heap property and the shape property and the heap property. Fine. So in this case, what should I return? Return true, as they have asked in the question. If it is a heap, then you just return true, otherwise return false. Cool. So very simple. Now, so as simple as that, we are just going to make a call on the shape property function to check whether it is satisfying the complete binary tree property, and also on the heap property function to check if it is completely satisfying the heap property, right? So if this also is true, this is also true, means both properties are satisfied, and we know if both properties are satisfied, it will be a heap. Now it's time to define these functions independently. So the concept of these functions, again, we have to dive into depth, right? So what will be the concept? So the concept remains the same. First of all, let us define the function shape property. So shape property function, again, since it is going to return a boolean type result, true or false, so it will be basically bool shape property, right? So the function is basically bool shape property, and what it is going to receive is basically struct node star root, right? It is going to receive the root node address, and what I'm going to check here, I'm going to check here if it is satisfying the complete binary tree or not. So this problem here is basically nothing. This shape property function will check if it is a complete binary tree or not. Now you see, this is another problem, right? So how do we check if it is a complete binary tree or not? Let me just give you an overview. So what we are going to check is, we are just going to perform a BFS, level order traversal, right? So we are going to perform a level order traversal. Suppose this is my tree. Okay, we are going to perform a level order traversal, and at the same time we are going to maintain a variable flag which is initially initialized to false, right? What I'm going to do, you are going to put this node into the queue. One first, pop it and check if its children are not null. So if its children are not null, the left children is not null. If its left children is not null, then before pushing the left children into queue, you should check the status of flag, right? So if flag becomes true, it indicates that. So wait, let me just write the code first so that you can understand it properly. So if you just focus onto the problem, if you can just Google it, the problem of checking whether it is a complete binary tree or not, or it's better, I'll be creating a separate video for this. How do we check whether a tree is a complete binary tree or not? So that will be fine. Let me just write the code first. So what I'm going to do is this. In this case, again, I'm going to do normal level order traversal, right? First of all, so what I will do, first of all, I'll check whether root is equal to null or not. So we know that if root is equal to null, we simply return. But this time, what should you return? This time we should return, now since it is talking about shape property, if root is equal to null means there is nothing. Now there is nothing, how can I decide something? So basically return true, right? So if there is nothing, how can I decide anything? Better return true. Done. Otherwise, what should you do? Otherwise, we know that we are going to create a queue, and queue of nodes basically. I hope you have watched my video on level order traversal node, and let us name it q2. Done. Now what we are going to do next? Next thing is, we are going to push the first element into the queue, as always. q2 dot push what? The root node. Done. Next, what we are going to do, while not q2 dot empty, while it is not empty, right, we are going to perform some iteration. And one more thing, initially you can declare a boolean variable flag which will initially be false. So just go with the flow. Okay, I will be considering this example to check if my tree is complete binary tree or not, because I'm writing the function for the same. So what did I do? I just created a q2 and I just pushed the element push the element 1 there. Done. So while q2 is not empty, definitely not empty, what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare a pointer struct node star current, which will point to which node, which will basically point to the q2.front, right? As always, I hope you remember this logic. Now what we are going to do, we are going to say q2.pop. Just pop that element from that, because I have already stored the address into the current pointer. So this is popped and my current pointer is pointing to this. This is my current pointer. Okay, now what next? Now you will be checking if it has got a left child, right? So I'll be just checking if current left is not equal to null. If current left not equal to null, which means it has got a left child. Now it's alright, it has got a left child, but I should ensure that flag is basically, if flag is true, I will return false. Means I will return shape property is not satisfied. I will say you when will the flag become true. Otherwise you can just say current q2 dot push current left, right? And let me write the code first. So that's fine, we are going to do this. Okay, and if now you see, if the left node is not null, okay, if the left node is non null, I will definitely say that okay, the flag is okay. If left node is not null, just focus on this, just push it into the q2. You can clearly see the left node is not null. Okay, left node is not null, so I'll just push it into 2. What is the status of flag right now? So far flag is false. Okay, I just push the left element. Next, if flag is null, what will you do? If flag is not null, if current left is not null, you are just pushing the left child into the queue. But if you found that current left is equal to null, for that I have the else part. What will you say? The moment you see that the left child is no longer present or the left child is null, my flag will become true. Okay, just make the flag equal to true. The same thing you are going to do for the right child. Why? You're just going to copy this thing for the right child also. I'll do the same checking. What I'll do, if current right not equal to null, so let me just erase these things from the screen. Sorry, not this. So if my current right not equal to null, means if my right child is not equal to null, which means there is some right child, so I should basically push the right child into the queue. Otherwise flag will become true. Done. And after the if nothing is returned right now, then just after the while loop, what we are going to return? True. So I'll just explain the this particular thing in a separate video, don't worry about it. This is the problem of complete binary tree, checking whether a tree is complete binary tree or not. So let us see how it works. So as we said, we have declared a variable flag which is initially false. Right now we pushed 1, popped 1, the children of left children was 2, I pushed it. Now come here, current right not equal to null, true, because it has 3. Come inside, is flag equal to true? No, because flag is still false. So push the current right into this. I push the current right. Done. Now come back. Is q2 not empty? Definitely non-empty. What will you do? You will just point to 2 now. You will no longer point here. Your current will point to 2. And now you are just going to pop it from here. Is left child equal to null? Yes, the left child is equal to null. So if is left child not equal to null? No, left child is actually null. So this will no longer be executed. You will just jump into the else part. The moment I jump into the else part, because the left child was null, the flag will become true. So the flag status will now become true, which indicates that there was a node whose left child is null. Now, is right child not equal to null? True. The right child is also not equal to null. So if flag is equal to true, see, if current right not equal to null, do you think the current right is not equal to null? No, false, because it is actually equal to null, right? So this will no longer be executed. Its else part will be executed, and you will check flag equal to true. So flag is already true, no problem. Again, you go back. You just pop your current pointer will now point to 3. The moment your current pointer points to 3, what will happen? Now you see again, your current pointer now points to 3. This time you will check your left child is null or not. So definitely this time your left child is not null. So what will you do? You will come inside and first of all check what is the status of flag. If flag equal to true, it indicates that there was a node who didn't have any left child. Then how can you have a child? Because this is the property of complete binary tree. If the node on the left does not have any child, how dare you that you have a child? So basically this is illegal, and we see that if flag is equal to true, it will return false, and we already saw that this case we had updated the status of flag to be true because its left child was null. And if already we have updated the status of flag to be true, how come we can have a node which has child? If you have a child, then your previous node should also have a child to be a valid complete binary tree, right? But this node does not have a child, and how come the node on its right has a child? This is illegal, right? So in order to detect this thing, we were using the pointer flag, we were using the variable flag. So I hope you got the point. I hope you understood the working, how the flag is actually working. The moment I will find a left child null, I will just update the status of flag to be true. You can see here. Or if the right child is null, I will update the status to be true. And the next time whenever I will traverse a node, process the node, I will check whether it's what is the status of the flag. If it has got children, but its left node does not have any children, which means it is illegal, so just return false. Return false means directly the value of this function returned by this function will be false. Now if neither this is executed anytime, neither this is executed anytime, and the problem basically does complete execution throughout, which means everything is working fine so far. So finally you are safe to return what? You are safe to return true. So we can directly return true, because never in the iteration of the problem, never ever in this, while iterating this loop, I encountered this condition. So the false was never returned, which means everything worked fine. So finally at the end you have to return what? Return true. That is why I returned true, right? So this was all about the shape property. Now what about the heap property? Again, heap property is really very simple, much simpler than the shape property. So again we will be defining the heap property. So we have already defined the shape property, right? So we can now check whether our shape property is satisfied or not, and just after the shape property it's time to define the heap property. So like the shape property, this particular function heap property will also be a boolean type function, right? So I shall say boolean heap property, and once I say boolean heap property, what should I pass here? So basically this is going to receive a root node, right? So struct root node. So this will be nothing but a struct, and it is going to receive a root node. And for checking the heap property, we are going to perform level order traversal. Okay, exactly same. The problem will be exactly same to level order traversal. Only difference is the moment I find that any one of the children or both the children, okay, their value is greater than the root value, then definitely I shall return false. That's it, nothing else. So there shall not be any change. So just let us write first of all the problem for level order traversal. So we know that first of all we check if root equal to null. Fine. So if that is the case, if the tree is empty, then just return true. It will just satisfy heap property, because you don't have anything in the tree, so we can't change anything. So just return true. What next? So we are going to declare a queue again, because I am going to do a level order traversal. The name of the queue will be queue. That's it. The very first element, that is the root node, should be pushed into the queue. So queue dot push root. So I am being very fast in this particular case because we have already discussed several times the level order traversal. So the first element, that is the root node, is pushed into the queue. Now we are going to do a traversal, that is while not queue dot empty. Until and unless the queue is not empty, just go on traversing. I will be declaring a pointer struct node star current that will point to what? The first node of the queue, which is not the first element of the queue, which is nothing but queue dot front. So it is pointing to the first element of the queue dot front, and now it is very safe to pop the element from the queue because we already have a pointer to it. Fine. What next? Now if it has got some left child, current left not equal to null, then we can simply say, okay, store the value of the left child in the variable a. So a will be equal to basically current left data. Done. And let us now say that push into the queue the left child. Push into the queue the left child, that is push current left. Done. Similarly, we are going to check for the right child also. So right child also we will say if current right not equal to null, what we are going to do, store in the variable b the value of the current right. Done. Current right data. and of course we are going to say q dot push current right. Got the point? That's fine. So far so good. And now finally what we should check, that the children that you have basically put into the queue, the value of a should be greater than, if you find that the value of a is greater than the value of current data, I hope you're getting the point, or you find out that the value of the right child is basically greater than the current data, what does it indicate? It indicates you are violating the maxi property, right? Because the children's value should not be greater than the parent's value as per the maxi property. And if any of this becomes true, either the left child has more value or the right child has more value, or both of them has more value, you will simply say that a heap maxi property is violated, and hence I will be returning false. Otherwise you can just keep on doing your level order traversal. Once you come out of this while loop, if you are fortunate, if this was never triggered, if this line was never triggered, then you are fortunate, and we can say that okay, this is actually a maxi tree. Okay, this tree is actually satisfying the maxi property, and you can return what? True. That's it. Now since we are using the variables, so let me just show you. Yeah, so it's fine. So since we are using the variable a and b, so we should basically declare the variable a and b inside this whenever we are inside this particular while loop only. Okay, integer a, initialize it with integer min. Okay, in case if the value is null, then also this case will be handled. B equal to int min. I hope you got the point. That's it. Now you are safe to compile this particular code. So let us now quickly compile and run the code. So you can see this tree was basically a min heap, and hence the result is false. Okay, the result will be true or 1 only if this is a max heap. So yes, the problem has been successfully solved. I hope this particular video was intuitive, right? In case of any doubt, please feel free to put it out in the comment section. Just like, share and subscribe. Considering the time complexity, definitely we have basically we have used shape property and heap property, no problem, but in both the cases we are basically doing level order traversal. So order n in each case. Overall it will be order n, time complexity, and definitely space complexity is also of order n. Time complexity order n, space complexity order n. Here I have basically written the shape property and the heap property functions separately to show you the clarification, okay, to give you a more detailed idea. Now if interested, you can try to optimize the code and try to merge them into a single particular function only, right? So that's up to you. I hope this video was helpful. That's my job. And yes, so that's all from this side. Expecting to see you soon in the next video. Thank you.